Hello again YouTube, Enzo back bringing you another video review, and today it is part 2 for ToyWord Infinitor. We are going to be transforming him from his G1 inspired base mode to the secondary base mode that ToyWord have given him. I'll be perfectly honest with you, this is going to be the first time I've done it, so if I do a few mistakes, I do apologise. I thought it'd be better to, I just thought it'd be better just to try it first time on camera, so, you know, why not today? And just in case anybody missed my the first review, I didn't really do a good enough job personally, so I'm just going to use my new camera. There we go, so you can focus in, so you can have a much better look at the headmaster. You can see the head basically is a much smaller version of basically him, but yeah, the posability is not too bad at all. Everything's on ball joints, the hips, the knees, things like that. So, and they've given him a new elbow joint there as well, which I think is pretty cool. Very good. So I just thought I'd have him ready now, because we don't really need him in head mode, and we'll just set him off to the side. But again, you know, very nicely painted figure. I would recommend you pick this up over Grant, much better. So there we go, we'll set him off to the side. So let's get him into his secondary base mode. A lot of people have seen it's a waste of time, you know, attack mode, whatever. But I can see, you know, once we get into it, and my thoughts will be as I see it and what I've done. So let's crack on. So all you need to do is basically take off the gun, and what we're going to do is basically we're going to return him more or less to, well, the bottom half to robot mode. So just have him down like that, fold that over, straighten that out like that, put these little red smokestacks in. This is the easiest way to do it, so like that. So once we have the legs straightened out, basically what to do, you want to flip the entire assembly around like that, so the wheels are pointing up. And then what we want to do is bring the legs out and flat like that. So the best way to do it is, well, like I said, I haven't done it before, so we're just going to have a little feel around and a play, see what it is, like that, like that. Yes, I think that's right. So we just bring the legs up straight like that. Actually, no, for what I can see now, have the screws pointing up and have the legs back at a funny little angle. And then bring the foot down, bring this forward like that. You might need to come back a bit further again, I think, because I'm pretty sure that these tabs here are supposed to lock in, but I don't think they do. They more or less sort of like suggest a position, if that makes sense too. I can see why a lot of people don't fancy this this fourth mode, and the only reason they've given him a fourth mode is because of all the extra articulation and stuff like that. So you are actually able to get away with it. There we go. So if I bring up like that now, I think that's as good as I'm going to get it. So again, on the other side, we'll just basically flip the legs out all the way, rotate him at the thighs, the guns are pointing up, have him pushed straight out, flip the foot down, flip the cannon up, and sort of bring him in like that, and just angle it and play with it a little bit, and sort of see where we can get him. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it, and that's the so-called fourth base mode. He's definitely gained width, obviously, and then you're able to bring these cannons up. So I would say city mode, this would be more of an attack mode, you know, like Autobot City in the movie where he can transform. But the good thing is, because these are on pegs, you can pull these off, and this is where I just wanted to muck around and play around and see what we could basically come up with, and just basically try and push that back together. No, I would like it to peg it. It would have been nice if it did peg in, but it really doesn't, which is a pain. So I would say leave everything like that now. Have that like that, have that like that. So you've got the cannons all facing up. Let me make sure that my camera is focused. I'm using a new camera, by the way. I'm using my mobile phone, the HTC 10. It's on a new telescopic stand, so it's a little bit Just trying to get everything, you know, to sit right and get the lighting right. So please bear with me. So that's the base mode, and it's definitely designed to shoot more stuff more often. I would say that without a doubt. And you can plug in the guns anywhere you like. The back of the screw holes here. So if you wanted to, you could plug the main cannon there, or you can have it where it was originally, but obviously there's room for it to shoot like that there. 1, 2, 3. And what you can also do is rotate that around and rotate this around, and you can also have the blasters shooting asleep as well, like that. So that's another good touch. Can we get that out? Come on, there we are. So you've got those like that, and then with the ramps then you can attach them, like I said, because they're on these little pegs. There's holes there on the feet. If you wanted to, you can have one tabbed in there like that. That doesn't look too bad. If that's so far, I mean, the ramp, because the foot is lower, if you remember my original view, you know, these are too high and the ramps are basically vertical. Now if they were just a smidgen lower and these are a bit more flush like that is now, then yeah, that's okay. And then put the other ramp on this side, just tab that down like that. I mean, if you wanted to, you could have it angled up like that. That could be for takeoff, if you know what I mean. Have that for takeoff or shooting, storing tanks. I don't have my little mini configures on me at the moment. They've been put away. My little boy's been playing with them, and 1 or 2 have been broken, and he's had a telling off for that, but he's only 4, so you can bring those forward as well if you wish, just to give your base a little bit of extra bulk. I don't know why you want to, but yeah, you could do that. So it sort of hides those flaps that are open, and yeah. So that is Fort Max's or Infinitor's 4th base mode. It's sort of like Marmite. You either love it or you hate it, but it's entirely up to you. You can play around with it and make it your own. You know, the arms can fold up. You can spin them around. Yeah, let's try that. So basically, I'd basically lift the arm up, rotate it around, have it up like that. So you've got another tower. So you've got things like that. Shoulder blocks can come down like that. You can have that fully opened. So and it can rotate. That's actually looking pretty cool. I don't mind that at all. That is that's a pretty good looking attack base, if I do say so myself. And we can also flip out what was the repair bay. So if you want to flip that out to give yourself a little extra more width, so we just bring that down to the front view and things like that, so you can get a good look. I'll even bring in my camera a little bit now so you can see exactly what's happened there. So what do you think? Yeah, doesn't look very tidy at the moment. Like I said, we're only just mucking around at the moment and having a good play around and see what we can get. But as a 4th base mode for like a battle station mode, I don't think it's bad. You know, with all the extra articulation he's been given, then why not use it? I mean, a bit of a waste. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's entirely up to you, your personal preferences and things like that. It's basically what your imagination can come up with, and I think that looks pretty good. I mean, he's definitely got all his arms to bear there now. The only guns he hasn't got to bear are his waist cannons, which are basically in here. But that looks pretty good, you know. Rotating turrets there. You've got turrets at the back. You've got the massive cannon. You can take that off. You can plug it down here if you wanted to, or you can move that over there. You can do what you want. You know, fold that down flat if needs be. If you don't like the taste, if you don't like it up like that on a rotating turret, it looks good. But I can also see why a lot of people don't like it, because in the back here, you know, it's very, very messy. Maybe it was an afterthought by ToyWord. Who knows? But yeah, you know, just muck around with it, play around with it, see where things go, see what, you know, it's your own taste. Pretty good. After, just like I said, this is the first time I've transformed him into his 2nd base mode, and the fact is that you can pull parts off and rotate things around. I think it looks absolutely cool. I don't mind this base mode at all. Really don't mind it. Again, it's entirely up to you. You can do what you prefer. If you don't want to use the base mode, don't use it. If you just want to keep to the original 3, you keep to the original 3. There we go. One thing I can't remember, did I mention it or did I not mention it in my last review? I will be perfectly honest with you, I've had this boy now for well over a week. My 4-year-old has been playing with him immensely. He loves him to pieces, especially in robot mode and city mode and spaceship mode. He loves him. I've got to agree with other reviewers, some parts on this figure feel very, very fragile. The legs are on heavy ratchets, but his thighs, they just feel really, really loose. And sometimes I'm worried that something is going to break. Also, what are the shoulders, which are these pieces here, the seats, they rotate. Why they rotate, I don't know. Whether they were designed to, I would have preferred it if they stayed still, because when you're pulling the arms in and out, you're pulling them out as well. And if something's going to snap, it's going to be those. And I'm really, really dreading that, to be honest with you. I know I only paid about 50 quid for the figure, but still, it's £50 that I don't really want to throw away. Nobody's got money to throw away these days. And another thing I'm not really happy with, a couple of, well, it's been cut off the lines. You can see now down here, there's little nicks here, there's a little lick there, the turret of the command centre, but there. Looks like he's been put together on a budget. And but again, I'm not complaining. He's a good figure for what he does and who he represents. You can't go wrong. If like I said, if you can't get your hands on the original Fort Max, this will be a pretty good substitute to tide you over. Me, I'm still looking for a Fort Max. I was bidding on one. It went up to nearly £300. I got outbid. Had to let it go. I'm still looking. Determined to get one. So there we are. Thank you very much. Diolch yn fawr. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed this video. My next review, fingers crossed, within the next 2 weeks, will be Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus. Had an email off Kapow Toys the other day. He is ready. He's on the way. He should be able to be shipped out hopefully by the end of May. And they're also taking pre-orders for the Takara version. So instead of Minimus Ambus, you will have a retool of him. So he'll be Alpha Trion. Me personally, I prefer the original Ultra Magnus and the original colour scheme. So can't wait for that. So I hope you've enjoyed. So please stick around for more video reviews, and I will see you all next time. Thank you very much. Diolch yn fawr. Ta-ra.